It's harvest time in my self-sufficiency garden, my favorite time of the year. Everything is ready and just waiting for me to pick up and create something with it. And if you want, you can accompany me today and just look what I'm doing with everything and enjoy the time with me in the garden. So my name is Vanessa Blank from Wild Woman Bushcraft, and I take you with me into my garden now. Let's go. This here around is what's left from the summer, but it's still too good to pick it in the trash. And this here is for autumn season. I just want to have also something for the eye in my garden and around the house. Not only for self-sufficiency, only just stuff which is looking good. And I want to pick some autumn decoration around that it looks better. Oops. When you see this amount of apples, you will think, wow, she will have a lot of apples this winter, but actually not. This is the only tree and the only bench which has this year a lot of apples. Everything else, the trees are soon empty. This here is one of my apple trees, and as you can see, there is only one side which is which is covered with apples. There are different kind of apples at this tree, so they plant them together at one tree, and the other side with the other sorts of apples maybe flowered when it was still frosty, and then the flowers or the young fruits are damaged and fall apart. I just see that here is a toy from my German Shepherd dog Eiko. Maybe I traced it too high. It should sound like this if you bite into a fresh apple. There's and there's chives everywhere. Oh, I love this taste, it's delicious. So the apple at the trees will come into my cellar because they are for the winter. Here are a lot of apples falling down at the ground. I will pick them up and create chives of them or other long-term products which are coming into my cellar for the next months. Normally, I have at this time of the year a lot of wasps and hornets in the garden because I live in peace with them. They can eat whatever they want and it's enough for me. But this year, nothing. No wasps, no hornets. So at this time of the year they are normally very aggressive because they feel that the winter is coming soon and then they have to collect and eat so much as they can. But nothing. I don't know where their home is, their nest. Maybe someone killed them, I have no idea. So let's pick the good apples from the tree. I don't put those small apples or apple with brown parts or holes inside like here in the cellar because they will rot very soon. So they are for eating now or just for making the chives, because when they rot in the cellar it is too bad. So food is not for the trash, so we should use as much as we can. you can see, I picked the apples one at another, because this way they will not get damaged. When I pick them with one fast movement away, other apple will fall down and then I cannot have them in my cellar. Or if I just pick it too much, they will snack at each other, my English today, and they will also get damaged, and this is not what I want. Having your own garden and harvest your own food bring a complete other feeling for the food to your mind, because when you harvest it yourself, you know what time and power stands behind those products. And if you see in the supermarket a damaged apple, you will not buy it, and they put the apple in the trash. At home, when you see a damaged apple which was falling from the tree, you will just wash it and eat it, and cut away the bad part. Or if I have something like this, one side is rotted, the other side is good, I cut it and give it to my sheep, and which is complete rotten, I put inside of my vegetable beds. So there is a using of everything. This wine is my absolutely favorite because they taste a little bit like strawberries, and the wine which is made out of them is forbidden in the European Union. It's called Fragolino, and it has the same use like absinthe, so it makes your brain foggy. You cannot think really well. So because of this, it's not allowed. But I have one in my garden, and I really love this wine because it comes out of Venetian, the north side of New Venetia, and this is where my family comes from, so it's a little bit of my home. In the summer months, my cats lay sometimes down like they are dead, like my cat Epson here. It looks like a car rolled over him and he's complete deaf, and then I have to touch them to see if they are still alive. Epson. Hm? Epson. Genau, suhl dich im Dreck. Ha, du alte Sau, du. Schau, wie du ausschaust. Hm? Kasperl. When I became this garden, the garden was empty. There was only an apple tree inside and a Reniclot tree, and only grass. And as I start to use this garden, I've planted a lot of plants inside. Just many different plants which have fruits or are good for the animals. So, and I make one side of the garden here complete closed that nobody can see in. And all the people told me, oh, what are you doing? Why so much plants? Everything is covered then and you will have no sun. And in the summer months, it's so great here. There is only a covered area around the house with a stone underground. And when it has 40 degrees there, I have here in the garden 26 degrees. So it's warm, but cool enough that you can stay the whole day in the garden without getting crazy because of the heat. So I really love it. There are some sun parts in the garden where you can lay down if you want, and the other parts are covered in shadow. And I really love it because the temperature is perfect here. And the animals also love it because they find a lot to eat here, insects, birds, hedgehogs. So there is no poison in my garden. I I do the cutting of the grass only 3 times in a year, so the grass can grow very high, and a lot of plants are here that only grow when you don't cut the grass too much, so I really love it. This is a path that I create here inside of my garden, that I don't step on flowers in the spring. So there's the path where I can go, and I really love it because it has such a romantic style. I also have a lot of dead wood inside of my garden, like this piece here, because a lot of insects need dead wood. For example, wild bees need dead wood, and also sandy underground, because they breed in there. So I just let a little bit live there, and nature, nature collect what it needs. The last summer was the absolute asshole summer. It was raining the whole summer, so everything was rotten and the snails eat everything inside of my garden. So, and I thought this summer it's the same, because the first half of the summer was with continuous rain, everything was wet. But at least the summer is a little bit better, and I can collect some tomatoes, red tomatoes. But the sun of the autumn will not be enough to let the green ones also be finished. And if the nights get colder and it starts to freezing, they will completely be damaged. So what I do in the next days is collect all the green tomatoes, and I have here a newspaper, and I will collect 1 tomato in 1 newspaper, roll it up, and put it at the window inside of the house, and then they will start to getting red. Of course, it takes a little bit of time, and the taste is not like you eat it out of the sunny garden, but hey, it's still tomatoes. And there are also some recipes for green tomatoes, but I'm not really a friend of it. So this area here was the area of my glass house. The storm damaged it, and it was too much money to buy a new one. So I thought maybe I could create something at my own with the research on foil, which is also used in glass houses, greenhouses. And I want to cover branches with it so that it looks more natural. But I have no exactly idea yet, so if I start something, you will come with me. This is my biggest pumpkin this year. It was out of the vegetable bed of my oldest son. So the 2 older boys have 1 vegetable bed, which is their own. They can collect what they want to seed inside, and they also have to take care about it. Give water, put out some grasses, whatever is needed. And then harvest time is of course the best one, when they see what they earned. A pumpkin is ready when this part here starts to get brown. Then it holds for several months in a cool room. When you collect it earlier, you can use it directly, but it is not for long term in the cellar or something. Der ist aber groß, oder? Mhm. Tolle Ernte. Look at this beautiful color of the tomatoes. So there's a green tomato. Green tomatoes are poisonous, so not eat them. So they get green when they come to the sunlight. So Aika is chilling at the goats because they visit us in the garden. Hast du, ne? Mhm. Super! Ein Baby. Ein Baby.
Schau mal.
Ah, die haben groß. Super.
Gut. Geht die noch oder ist die
Na,
schon
die
schlecht?
legst zu den Saatkartoffeln.
Da liegt noch eine. Die ist auch.
Warum sind die alle grün?
Verstehe ich auch nicht.
Ja, grab da mal, das sind bestimmt noch welche. Aber die waren doch alle unter der Erde. Und trotzdem grün. Da ist noch eine, ja? Ja, aber pflück sie trotzdem.
Kartoffel.
Super. In die Küche.
Eine kleine grüne
I think it's always important to teach kids lessons like this. How much time I have to spend when I grow something myself, which care it needs, how much energy I need to take, how long it takes from the planting of the seed till I can harvest something. So these are lessons kids normally don't learn at school, but they are very important because then they have a feeling for food and don't waste it. So the next time is a very workful time for me because I have to bring all the food home inside and make them ready for the winter, and I want to make a video about making food long term, making chives and something like this, but this is too much for this video today. And I also want to show you how I prepared my garden beds for winter, what is really important. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you have any ideas what you want to see in the next videos, feel free to let me know in the comments. I'm out for today. We see us. Bye bye. Have a great time.